Chapter 28, Nancy. Nancy had big hands and big feet. He didn't like his name. He thought it was a girl's name. Oh, I thought that was Nancy, but that's Nancy. This is Nancy. Big feet, big hands. None of the other children in Miss Jules's class thought that Nancy's name was odd. They didn't think of it as a girl's name or a boy's name. Nancy was just the name of a quiet kid with the big hands and feet who sat over in the corner next to John. Nancy was very quiet and shy. He was ashamed of his name. He had only one friend, a girl who went to class on the 23rd story of Wayside School. They were friends for a good reason. He didn't know her name, and she didn't know his. They just called each other, "Hey, you," or just plain "you." Nancy was afraid to ask his friend what her name was because then he might have to tell her his name. He never could figure out why she never asked, but he was happy just to leave well enough alone. One morning, Nancy and his friend were late. When they got to the 23rd story, his friend's teacher was waiting outside. "Hurry up, you're late, Mac," said the teacher. Nancy's friend turned red. She didn't move. "Come on, Mac, shake a leg, get the lead out." "Your name is Mac?" said Nancy. Mac was very pretty. She had red hair and freckles. She covered her face and ran into the classroom. "My name is Nancy," Nancy called after her. Max stepped back outside. "I was ashamed to tell you my name." "Me too," said Nancy. "Nancy's a girl's name." "Oh, I think it's cute," said Mac. "I like the name Mac," said Nancy. "Mac is a boy's name," said Mac. "My mother has a rich aunt named Nancy," said Nancy. "That's why she gave me the name." "My mother once had a dog named Mac." "Hey, do you want to trade?" "Can we?" "I don't see why not." "Okay." They both spun around 100 times in opposite directions until they were so dizzy that they fell over. When they stood up, Mac was Nancy and Nancy was Mac. They said goodbye. Then Mac raced up to Miss Jules's classroom. He was no longer shy. "Hey, everybody, my name's Mac. I traded names." He held out his big hand. Todd jumped up and shook it. "Hey, Mac, glad to meet you." "How you doing, Mac?" "Howdy, Mac. Nice to see you, Mac," said Bebe. "You traded names?" asked Jason. Jason didn't like his name either. "That's right, Jason, old boy," said Mac. "Is that allowed?" said Jason. "Why not?" "Hey, anybody want to trade?" asked Jason. "I'll trade you." "I'll trade you." That's Terrence. He didn't like his name either. "Wait, I'll trade with you, Terrence," said Mauricia. Mauricia didn't like her name. "No, he's trading with me," said Jason. "I'll trade with you, Mauricia," said Damien. "No, thanks." "I'll trade with you, Damien." "Oh, I'll trade with you, Damien," said Miss Jules. "No, I want to be Miss Jules," said Stephen. It turned out that nobody in Miss Jules's class liked his name. The children all spun around in different directions until they got so dizzy they all fell over, and when they stood up again, nobody knew who nobody or anybody was. "What are we doing? What are we going to do, Miss Jules?" asked Leslie, who was really Eric Bacon. "My name is not Miss Jules, it's Mauricia," answered Terrence, who was really Jason. "It is not. I'm Mauricia," said Dee Dee, who was really Joe. "You're both wrong," said Mauricia. "I'm Miss Jules." This went on for an hour. At last they figured out who the real Rondi was. She was missing her 2 front teeth. That makes it easy. After they figured out Rondi, they were able to get Allison pretty easy, and then from there they got DJ, Damien, and Miss Jules. She was the oldest one. Eventually they figured out who everybody really was. They had some difficulty deciding which Eric was which, and actually they are still not absolutely sure. Everybody just decided to keep his own name. The children didn't like them, but it made things much easier. Mac and Nancy kept their new names, but when they were together, they still called each other "Hey You" or just plain "You." They don't like each other's names. They switched, and they went back to just calling each other "You." See ya.